The air was thick with tension as Valentina Utochenko stumbled through the dense underbrush, her heart pounding like a war drum. Just hours before, laughter and camaraderie had filled the air, but now the silence was deafening, punctuated only by the rustle of leaves and the distant call of a raven. She could still hear the screams echoing in her mind, a haunting reminder of the horror that had unfolded on the Kamar Daban mountain range. August 1993 marked the beginning of what was supposed to be a thrilling adventure for a group of 7 seasoned hikers. Led by the esteemed Lyudmila Korovina, they were well prepared, equipped with maps, compasses, and an unshakable spirit of exploration. The mountains loomed majestically, their peaks kissed by the clouds, promising breathtaking views and unforgettable memories. But as they set foot on the rugged terrain, an unseen darkness began to gather. On August 5th, the weather took a sinister turn. Dark clouds rolled in, cloaking the sun and unleashing a torrent of rain that soaked the hikers to the bone. The wind howled like a banshee, chilling them to their core. It was during this tempest that the first signs of horror emerged. One of the hikers, a robust man named Igor, suddenly collapsed, his body convulsing violently. Panic erupted as his friends rushed to his side, but it was too late. Blood trickled from his mouth and ears, a grotesque testament to the unknown terror that had seized him. Chaos ensued. The group, once united in their quest for adventure, splintered into a frenzied mass of fear. Another hiker, Elena, fell to the ground, her eyes wide with terror as she clawed at her clothing, desperate to escape an invisible torment. The freezing rain continued to pour, but the cold was nothing compared to the dread that gripped them. One by one, they succumbed to an unseen force, leaving Valentina as the last survivor, a solitary figure in a landscape that had turned from beautiful to nightmarish. Valentina fled into the wilderness, her mind racing with questions that had no answers. What had happened to her friends? Why had they collapsed so suddenly? The forest closed in around her, a labyrinth of trees and shadows, each step echoing the final moments of her companions. Days passed as she wandered, her body growing weaker, her spirit battered. She scavenged for food, drinking from streams and praying for rescue. The mountains, once a place of adventure, had transformed into a prison of despair. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Valentina stumbled upon a small village. The sight of civilization ignited a flicker of hope within her. She recounted the harrowing tale to the locals, her voice trembling as she spoke of the inexplicable deaths of her friends. The villagers listened, their faces a mix of disbelief and concern. Soon, search teams were dispatched to recover the bodies, but the mystery only deepened. When the authorities arrived, they attributed the deaths to hypothermia, a convenient explanation for a tragedy that defied logic. But Valentina knew better. She had witnessed the inexplicable, the way her friends had spiraled into madness before their lives were snuffed out. Questions lingered in the air like the mist that clung to the mountains. Why had healthy, experienced hikers succumbed so quickly? What had driven them to such irrational behavior? Theories began to swirl, each more bizarre than the last. Some speculated that the extreme weather had triggered a mass panic, a psychological break that sent the group into a frenzy. Others whispered of poisoning, perhaps from contaminated water or food. A more sinister theory suggested that military testing had taken place nearby, a secret experiment gone awry. Yet none of these explanations could account for the sheer horror of that day, the inexplicable collapse of 6 vibrant lives. As the investigation unfolded, the mountains remained silent, guarding their secrets with an impenetrable shroud. The bodies of the victims were laid to rest, their families left to grapple with the loss of their loved ones. Valentina, now a ghost of her former self, carried the weight of the tragedy with her, a survivor haunted by the memories of laughter turned to screams. Years passed, but the Kamar Daban Incident became a chilling tale whispered among hikers and adventurers. The mountains, once a symbol of beauty and exploration, transformed into a place of dread, a reminder of the fragility of life. Valentina, forever marked by her experience, became a cautionary figure, warning others of the dangers that lurked in the wilderness. And so, the mystery of the Kamar Daban Incident endures, a dark shadow cast over the Siberian mountains. The truth remains elusive, buried beneath layers of speculation and fear. In the heart of those majestic peaks, an ordinary hike turned into a nightmare, leaving behind a chilling legacy that still echoes in the minds of those who dare to tread upon that haunted ground. The mountains may never reveal their secrets, but the memory of that fateful day lingers, a haunting reminder of the unknown lurking just beyond the horizon.